Yeah. Definitely. To answer your question, Mandira, my father has been definitely very inspirational and has been a role model for me. I kind of try to emulate him in every possible way and try to, walk along his footsteps. There are so many things that I've imbibed from him and learned from him, and I wish some of the qualities that he has, I have, and I can pass them on to my son.
Okay, we'll talk about that in just a bit, but Mr. Khan, I would like to ask you, you've always stood for so much. You've been a role model to not just your sons. Before your sons, you've been a role model to so many other people. But when your sons came along, you were a role model to them. How did you inculcate the values that Arbaaz is talking about? How did you, in day-to-day life, how did you practically inculcate values in your sons?
No, the most important thing is that you have to lead from the front. And you have to set your...
Spoken like a true cricket fan.
Yeah, and you have to lead from the front and you have to set an example, a very good example. I mean, the most important thing is that I believe, and I firmly believe, that you cannot possibly love anybody whom you don't respect. First, you have to, get that respect from the children for you to, for them to love you. And then when they love you, you can ask them so many things and they will, obey all those things. And then commitment is the most important thing. I mean, even I used to take my casual commitments very seriously. One day my son Sohail said, whenever I'm interacting with people, those who have worked with you and all that, they genuinely talk very highly about you. Then I said, Sohail, it is not difficult, you can also do the same thing. But most of the time you say, Daddy, are you at home? I'm coming for a drink. And you don't come, but you don't even inform me that you are not coming. I said that I take my casual commitment also. If I say, I'll meet you tomorrow, I'll go and meet him. Whether it is transaction in money, whether it is, a commitment, any kind of a commitment, I take it very seriously. I don't take it casually, and I am very punctual. And most important thing is that, tell your children not to lie. The first problem starts from lying. And I have also, in that also, I have set an example. So this is very important.
Thank you. Do you take your casual commitments seriously?
I do, and there's one thing that like I said, he's been an extremely punctual person, and...
Can I tell you, everybody was on time for this event. Everybody. Everybody here is punctual.
Yeah. And he told me that, you'll be punctual, but there will be something like a tragedy attached to it. Like, more often than not, there'll be nobody there to appreciate it, But still, you still have to be on time because that's something that I'd really learned from him. Even if I have to go out for, like he said, for very casual commitments, I tend to be on time.
मैं आपको इधर एक थोड़ा सा इंसिडेंट सुनाना चाहता हूँ कि while he was growing up, he was about 8 years old. So he was interested in cricket and he was interested in singing also. So yeah, Arbaaz. So I took him to Khar Gymkhana and I used to have a lot of friends there and I introduced them and I wanted him to be a cricketer. And after a few days practice and we have kept a singing master also, music master, and he was learning to sing also. One day I was sitting with my drink and he came and said, Daddy, what do you think I should take up as a career? I said, singing or cricket? I said, you should take up cricket. I said, have you seen me batting? I said, no, I have heard you singing.
Nice one. Now, for a dad who actually encouraged his son to get into cricket, before I speak to the dad, I'm going to speak to the son. Ashwin, your father has been a part of so many firsts in your life and you share a wonderful rapport with him. Even just now, backstage when I was talking to you, he's very protective of his father, and that's a wonderful thing. But share with us some of your experiences with your dad, unforgettable moments, firsts, maybe.
See, it's actually good evening to everyone. Sorry, first of all, and when it comes to my dad, yes, I am a little bit protective because right from the age when I started even going to school, everything has been first with my dad because. I was the only kid in the family, and more than my mom. My mom was a working lady. My dad was with the government. Was a government employee, so he was able to spare everything for me in the sense he used to take me to school, used to drop me at school, pick me up back, take me to cricket classes. I mean, including matches, he used to stand right in front of the side screen and watch the game right from the start to the end. So his commitment towards his son, more than making me into anybody, like a cricketer or a student or an engineer or whatever it is, he was very, very particular that I was brought up in the right fashion, with the right values. Like he was just saying, he could never accept me lying. Even if I was... We had a lot of firsts for his saying. I loved to play alongside him in the terrace and on the streets. So he was very, very encouraging of the fact that I could hit the ball. Even if I brought down the neighbors' windows, he was okay with it. He used to go and actually fight with them and say, okay, I'll pay it up. You don't have to shout at my son. So he's a very good dad in terms of giving me freedom. And also he meant that if I'd made any mistakes, he would definitely tell me, he would encourage me to come and tell him the truth rather than actually say, no, I didn't do this and do that. So he was in those ways, he was very, very good, bringing me up ethically right and very disciplined as well.
That's wonderful. To hear your son say such wonderful words about you, I'm sure, sir.
I must thank him.
Sir, how much was your father a role model to you that you felt that you should be a role model to your son? And how did you go about it?
Good afternoon to everybody. Actually, my father... My father worked in railways and government service. Actually, he wanted to bring... I had the passion to play cricket, but he couldn't bring him because his salary was very, very meager. So he told me that I should bring my son to become a cricketer because he had that passion to bring me as a cricketer. But he was not able to do that. He told me he has the passion to play cricket. Why don't you bring him as a cricketer, or why don't you encourage him to do that? But before that, my wife was also interested in bringing him as a cricketer. She told me, why don't you take him to your ground or something or anywhere. Sorry, I couldn't do that.
He gets really, really emotional about everything that's associated to me. I think even while you were talking about it, I went through the memory lane, including starting from what all we used to do. So it is a really emotional moment for him.
So I too worked in...
Well, not a very easy question to answer, because I don't know whether there's any one single aspect that he has, that I've learned from him, that would probably be the most important thing. There are so many elements and so many layers to what he has taught us in life, which if one has to follow, I think there's like honesty is one of them for sure.
Give me
Like
the top 5 then. How about the top 5?
Honesty, discipline, hard work. They'd all probably be in the same commitment and being loyal. Yeah, I think these are the things that I feel are very, very high on his list, and there are many of them. I think most of the things that define a good human being, I think he gives it a lot of priority, and he expects a lot of that to be followed by his kids, and actually not out of any force, more like of him being a role model and seeing it happen and seeing the benefits of that, because he genuinely believes that sometimes there are quick roads to certain things, but take the longer route. It'll probably be the happier way to go. So that's something that there's not a quick fix to anything. He believes in that, and I think that's what we've learned from that. Work hard, and even if it takes time, it'll happen, but don't lose sight of what you want to do.
How wonderful. Mr. Khan, it must feel so nice that your son speaks so highly of you. In fact, Sohail speaks so highly of you as well.
Because I'm standing here.
No, Sohail speaks highly of you even when you're not standing here. But clearly your sons followed in your footsteps. They entered the world of cinema. Now two of them are fathers themselves. How much do you see them as role models for their sons? And how much do they turn to you for advice?
I would never interfere with, in their lives, because they are grown up now. They understand everything. And, children are as much part of nature as the trees. I mean, you have to protect them. You have to protect them while it is a small tree is that you have to cover it up and all that.
You have to protect them even when they're big like this.
But once they grow up, you just have to leave them alone. As you cannot plan the growth of a tree, it grows on its own. But only thing is that When I see something wrong, then I will tell them. When I see, register something, that is the only thing. I have never interfered with their personal life, with their emotional life, and with their married life. I have allowed them. I have never put them, while growing up, into any pressure that you have to do like this, or you have to come first, or you have to play cricket like this and all that. I believe कि जो इनकी तकदीर में है, जो इनकी destiny में है, वो होगा.
Lovely.